Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast series Sci Roi Tales, an avenue of Sci Roi to feature STEM professionals from India to share their stories with our members. I am Kamal Malhotra, postdoctoral fellow at University of Ottawa Heart Institute, Canada, and an active member of current Sci Roi leadership team. Today, I'll host the first episode of Unconventional Career Stories in Sci Roi Tales. Today we have with us Dr. Anushila Chatterjee, who is currently working as a program and curriculum design lead at Vigyanshaala International. Vigyanshaala International is a charitable trust working in the education sector focusing on STEM, meaning science, technology, engineering, and mathematics discipline. Anushila earned her PhD on bacterial adaptation to nutritional iron stress from the State University of New York Buffalo, USA. Following her PhD, she worked as a postdoctoral fellow in the University of Colorado Denver School of Medicine in the field of infectious disease for 4 years. Welcome to our podcast, Anushila. Anushila, thank you so much for accepting our invitation to share your story with us.
Hi Kamal, thank you for inviting me, and I'm happy to share my story and honored to share my story with the Sci Roi community and people who want to come back to India. Thank you.
Well, we are having a pleasure to have you on our platform. So, can you tell us a little bit about Vigyanshala? What's its mission and vision?
Sure. Vigyanshaala International was founded by and basically founded and run by scientists. The core team comprises of scientists who earned their PhDs and moved into the social development sector. Um, our vision is to close the gender gap in STEM and nurture the next generation of STEM leaders from the most marginalized communities across India. And we are currently also looking to expand outside India. Uh, One of our main missions is to mentor every girl pursuing science or engineering undergraduate or postgraduate degree in India towards a rewarding career in STEM. So basically, we want to recalibrate the gender balance in STEM workforce to be more specific.
Well, I'm glad to know that you are working in empowering the women, especially female candidates in STEM. So my next question is, what does your mentorship program look like? What activities does it involve?
Um, so basically, the program that we are talking about, Kalpana She for STEM, is focused on women who are pursuing science engineering at the university, maybe say 18 to 23-year olds. We provide them self clarity, career and vision clarity. They prepare an individual development plan and gain advanced STEM skills through a digital mentoring model. So they have global STEM experts mentoring them, and so that basically after they complete their degree, they don't fall off the degree pipeline, and they move on to the next stage of their career. Um, so basically, they would be exposed to relevant role models. They have a support system, so a community of Kalpana fellows and Kalpana mentors who can help them at whatever career advice or guidance they need. They develop a career roadmap with expert mentoring, and also like gain knowledge about different STEM careers. They try to acquire skills related to the careers that they want to go to and learn about different opportunities.
So it's kind of giving the platform to the female or marginalized women to think about what they want to do further in their career, right?
Yes. First you what happens is, in when we take science in our undergraduate, it is a lot of, because we have good marks, or our parents wanted to take us, take science, go to the science field, or in some rural areas, if you are taking a science for your undergrad, then your marriage potential, or like whatever choices of groom increases, unfortunately. um, so uh, so um, so the girls who are coming to these undergraduate programs, even though India has one of the highest percentages, so about 47 to 48% of undergraduates taking science courses in India are women, but 2 out of 3 of these women would fall off after they finish the undergraduate. So because they because there are a couple of problems that we recognize, right? And that this is not just us, it is supported by extensive research, is they don't see relatable role models, so low visibility of relatable role models. If you can't see it, you can't really see yourself getting to that role, right? And there are like stereotyping of women's abilities. For example, from a very young age, in many rural parts, women are like not encouraged to take maths. They will be dropping maths pretty early, because maths is a boys thing, and you are supposed to go life sciences or home sciences route, right? Um, there is stereotyping of the types of STEM work itself. For example, mechanical engineering is for males, and maybe you can do computer science. They don't have enough STEM experience because there's very little hands on work involved, which also reduces their sense of like self efficacy. And of course, there is a family work conflict. Right, so, taking these challenges into account, we have developed a program that will help them get over these challenges. So they see role models coming from different careers. They see a role model that if she was able to do it, I can do it too. They gain confidence by doing some hands-on scientific projects or internships, and they also get different job readiness skills, so that they can actually start applying for jobs.
Well, I can totally correlate with this. Like when I was young, we almost have two options, either do maths or science. And as a woman, you are encouraged to do or adapt science. And I do remember during my master days, we were almost 98% of girls and only 2% were boys. But as we go along, a lot of girls has just drop out. They didn't continue their career options. I'm glad that you are supporting and empowering marginalized women through this platform. So I wonder, how do you conceptualize this idea, and did you face any challenges during this journey?
Okay. Yes, of course, there were challenges. So the idea was honestly not mine. I joined when Vigyanshaala has already started their journey, and Vigyanshaala had already had one pilot cohort of Kalpana before I joined. And in the second cohort, I was a mentor volunteer, and that's where I really liked their mission and vision and the things they are doing. And then I joined as I joined the team. I basically took the curriculum to the next level based on the end user experience. um, by see the I think how do we conceptualize is, we looked into the community of women working in the same fields, and we know our personal challenges, right? The things we have faced, our friends or colleagues have faced. And then we went back into literature. We did an extensive field study. The founders actually went to different colleges, talked to the students across different states. They basically took 1 year just traveling to different remote places of India to understand exactly what the challenges are, and then combine that with the literature that is already available from, like, various global researchers, and then sat down to develop the program. Now, of course, when you start something, it's not perfect. Each time we run the program, we take a feedback from the students, and then change the curriculum to fit the end user's need. Um, I think the challenge was when they were thinking about starting Kalpana. That's when the pandemic hit. So they were quickly struggling to convert this to an online mentoring program, which basically turned out to be even better because now you can reach most rural parts. Um, so, yes.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like as a woman, we can correlate the challenges, these women or marginalized women are facing, and supporting these and making a time to think about it. It's a really innovative and very nice work you are doing. And I guess COVID has done some positive thing to Vigyanshaala. So kind of, reaching to different parts. That's nice. So moving on to next question, you are a co-director of React program. So would you like to share or shed some light on your journey with the React so far? And what are your goals for the next few years?
Sure. So at React, we were looking to provide the opportunity to Indian undergraduate students in STEM to embark on a journey of scientific discovery. Because the curriculum, the college curriculum right now, what we have, we do science practicals, which is kind of set recipes that we use to learn the skills. But to develop a scientific mindset and build capacities to pursue research, especially students who are coming from educational organizations that has limited resources to pursue research, and we wanted to infuse a scientific temperament in these young minds, again going back to, if everyone in the React team has come from an Indian background, so we knew what was missing when we were doing our undergrad, and how different it is in when we are pursuing our PhDs abroad. So based on that, we developed this research initiation program for the undergraduates in India, so that they can actually think about pursuing a research career and not just think about just jobs outside once they finish a course. Um, your next question was, what are the plans for next couple of years, right? So for React, I think currently we are looking for volunteers who will take the program forward. Considering the previous team has given a lot of time and effort over the past almost 1.5 years to build and implement the program. Um, and they want to move on to something else, and all are busy. So we are looking for a new set of people, fresh minds to take it to the next level and continue running the program. We have all the surveys and insights from the previous program to make it better. in the next run. And that's where we are right now. And I honestly want this to go on, and because React is the previous batch was 25 students and about 9 mentors, and we wanted to keep it smaller cohort because of the limited resources that we had. But eventually, I wanted to blow into a full expanded cohort, so we can reach as many students as we can. Because if you see on LinkedIn, every student who took um, React, they enjoyed their 6 months journey. The mentors enjoyed their 6 month journey. uh, so I kind of feel bad that we had a lot of applications that we couldn't accommodate. So eventually, I would want to see this expand so that we can support more and more students.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're providing a platform for people to learn hands-on training. Especially, I know, like in India and some of the parts, these type of activities are missing, and we do learn science, but without doing hands-on activity. So I guess it's a message for the volunteers. If you want to contribute to the RET, please join this program. So I guess I have covered almost everything we want to know about Vigyanshala and your professional journey with it. Now I would like to know about your journey before that. Like I know you have followed an unconventional path in STEM journey, which is quite hard to decide, especially for the STEM learners who want to know what are the streams and what are the options they have. So I would like to know how would you decide to be a part of Vigyanshala and how do you decide to take this, unconventional path?
Okay. Um, Honestly, when I returned to India, I was actually already interviewing for academic positions, and I had academic positions lined up, and I was going through this interview process. And at that time, I was trying to see what can make my profile better. And I knew ki I had mentoring and teaching experience in the US, but I did not have that in India. So I was always on LinkedIn searching for opportunities to build those skills and gain those experience. That's how I stumbled upon a post from Vigyanshala, and I volunteered to be a mentor. So once I started mentoring, and I was at the same time interviewing, I reflected on, is it the job title that is asking me to go to academia, or is it I should I care about more of the professional lifestyle that I'm looking at. What kind of work excites me, and what makes me happy. So, and I figured that what makes me happy is these main skills that we gain in our PhDs. Like we gain problem solving skills. We are all like good critical thinkers, and we are creative people, and all of this can be used in any of the careers that you can think about, in like any of the um, important and emerging careers of science. Plus, I also felt that if I go to one college, I will be working with a group of students coming to that institution. Versus if I work with Vigyanshala, I get to have an impact across India and mentor students across India. And I think that kind of motivated me to take a chance and see. And now one year, it's been more than a year at Vigyanshala, and I really love my job. I also see myself growing as the organization is growing. So yes, I don't think I have anything to regret that I did not go to academia.
Yeah, I totally agree with your point. PhDs are critical thinkers. We should not stick about this single career path. There are different options for everyone. So if you really like to try different careers, there are several options. So I would like to know how difficult was this transition from mainstream science career to curriculum design work? Do you need to do some extra effort to, adopt this stream?
Okay, so the transition per se was not difficult for me. I would say what was difficult is I had already relocated to India, and at that time I did not have a position, like confirmed position yet, and I was going through these interviews, interacting with people, and that part is a bit lonely if you don't have a group of people supporting you. So that part was a bit stressful, but having people you can talk to who can support you your decisions and encourage you to go on was very critical for me, and I eventually found very good support. That's why I could shift. Um, the if you are talking about skills, and even if I think about my day to day tasks, they're not very far from exactly what I was doing during my PhD and postdoc. I did extensive mentoring during my postdoc. Worked with I worked with students and lab technicians. We are coming from very different backgrounds, right? So I was good at teamwork, I was good at collaboration. We had collaborations across different institutes from different US and European labs. So I was good at collaborations. I also in your PhD you learn communication through your PowerPoint presentations, paper writing, or different article writing. So these are the skills that you are using. One of the main things that I am also using is the problem solving and developing the research curriculum. So in our PhDs or postdoc, we had access to a lot of resources, and so doing the one experiment after other was just a matter of thinking what do I need to change if this experiment A did not work. Here, along with that, I have to also think how can I do this experiment with the frugal resources at my hand, and then answer the research questions. So the frugal innovation part is honestly very new to me, but I love doing those experiments. So that I find that another thrilling challenge. So I know we try different things. Even with microbiology, it's like a whole. It's kind of opened a whole new world of like frugal microbiology. How can we do microbiology at home without the possible risks? So that's the part I think excites me most, is designing this research project so that students who don't even have access to lab can do these research projects at home.
Well, that's interesting. You try to take challenging part of your job, you are trying to implement all those learnings what you have done into your program and trying to, impart that knowledge to the students. That's very challenging and very interesting. So I would like to know what was your motivation behind the relocating to India? Do you have any specific reasons that you decided to go back to India?
Yeah, so both me and my partner, we wanted to relocate to India because of our family. And also what I for personally I wanted to do is when I went to US, I went to US because I had that opportunity, right? And I learned how different teaching and learning can be, and I wanted to give that to our students, because India, you have a lot of talent, a lot of intelligent, bright young minds, but the limitation is how they are taught science, right? We are more of consumers than like creators of knowledge, and that is where I wanted to make a difference. And one of the main reasons I wanted to go to academia, but decided to move to this route, is I want students to not just study science. I want them to enjoy science and be the creators and not just the consumers.
That's right. I like it. We want creators, not the consumers. Initially, like you discussed, you face some of the challenges while transition to India in terms of job hunt. Would you like to shed some light on that? What were the challenges you faced?
Yes. In terms of job hunt is basically apply if you're thinking about applying to academic positions. One thing I did is I went to different websites, and I had to go through what documents they needed and prepare those documents tailoring to the universities. Um, but at the same time, I think it's important to keep an open mind if you're transitioning back to India. Some of the interviews are difficult because just the way you get treated. I think women are also treated differently at those interviews. If I'll give you a very simple example. Even so, I told you that both me and my partner was trying to return, right? He didn't try for academic positions, but whatever position he was trying, nobody would ask a male candidate where their partner is relocating, whether they can manage the household and the job, right? I got asked those questions in most of the interviews. Where is your husband relocating? Did he get a job in this city, right? um, and would I be able to manage my household work and my like research as well as teaching? So I did get the job, and but I told that person is I'll be managing as I was managing before. I did my PhD, I did my postdoc, right? I manage then, I can manage in the future. But so the thing is, there is some implicit bias, um, but that does not also mean that you won't get the job. These are something that are in the system. You just have to ignore the noise and see if like whatever job you are taking should make you happy, and you should not just take the job because it's a status symbol. Unless and until it makes you happy, 5 year down the line, you don't want to regret your choices. And even the other thing I say is, even if you are not happy in the position you are in, just keep an open mind and look for other options. You don't have to just stay and like continue what you are doing. You can, like, as PhDs, you have a lot of skills that you are probably not thinking about. You can also develop skills much quicker than other um, people who have only done masters or MBA. So your learning capacities are way higher than other people. So it is a lot of your choice and your networking that will help you find the job that you are looking for.
Well, you said really right. I agree with you. When you go for recruitment process, especially in India, they do ask, what is your marital status? Are you planning for your family or something like that? That's funny. But yeah, but that's sad also. But we can't really do at this point. What we can do is some minor changes at our level. Like you are doing really great work in empowering females, which is kind of helping in that aspect. But I'm glad you shared your story. So actually, I would like to know one of the question which is not in the list, but we would like to know more about uh, your Vigyanshaala plan going international. You discussed that you are planning with going international with the Vigyanshaala. So can you share some of your plans? Like what is your thought process about going international with it?
Yes. So the last cohort, so there is a Kalpana cohort that's currently completing. The cohort before that, we actually opened the applications for international students, and we did have about 50 students from coming from Bangladesh, different African countries, Sri Lanka, Australia. Um, but this was like an open cohort, so it was accessible to Indian as well as students abroad. But the plan going forward is we develop partnerships with organizations who are working to make STEM education accessible to women across India. And then our curriculum is open source, right? So we develop partnership, we provide them the curriculum, and they will implement. They might have to change the language from English to the local languages, which will be more like easier for students to understand. They can get mentors who will explain the things in local languages, and they would implement the program at different. So we'll basically, if you think about it, we'll have chapters of Kalpana running in different countries and different regions of the world.
Well, that's a very nice information for our listeners. They can utilize this platform to learn this, to learn this process in their local language. That's really nice.
Thank you. We are actually also like right now going partnering with the government of social welfare colleges at Telangana, because they have residential schools, residential colleges where they bring all SC girls from rural areas, marginalized communities into these residential colleges, and we are partnering with them to implement Kalpana at their colleges across all. I think they have about 39 colleges. So we are doing that. We are also partnering with the. Uh, we are going to sign an MOU with the Uttarakhand government for implementing Kalpana across that state, and eventually we would want to expand to other states as well.
That's nice. That's good to know. So, you mentioned Kalpana. So, what is that program? What can you share a little bit more about Kalpana?
So, Kalpana She for STEM is the program that I was talking about in the very beginning, right? That is focused on increasing the participation of girls in STEM education and STEM careers. So the name of the program is Kalpana She for STEM, because Kalpana, of course, whenever you think about Kalpana, everyone thinks about Kalpana Chawla. So she is a great inspiration, right? For the girls, they can connect to Kalpana Chawla very quickly. But the other main part is Kalpana means creativity and imagination, and we want to give these girls the power of imagination to do what they want to do.
Well, that's very interesting. That's right. Kalpana means imagination, and it does motivate a lot of female candidates to know what they want to do and get an inspiration. I'm really glad to know about your journey. So, speaking of which, do you have any specific suggestions for our listeners who wants to make the similar transition to an unconventional career path?
So I think one suggestion I would give is to like ask yourself what is important to you, and instead of the job title, think of what activities that you want to do that will make you happy, and think of the professional lifestyle that will make you happy rather than looking at just the job title.
That's right. We should not only think about the career paths, but we should think about our passion in that career if we are happy in that context. In the same context, I would like to know, do you have any message for women community in STEM?
Yes. So for women specifically, I think the most important part that I learned is you have to be resilient, and not give up despite the challenges that you are facing. Also, find a community to for your support. Build your network. If possible, look for mentors who will you know vouch for you, who can help you connect to others. Networks are exponential. Keep networking with different people over LinkedIn, and keep an open mind and be super resilient.
That's right. Women has to fight for themselves and come up with what they want in their career and life. That's right. Finally, would you like to give any specific message to the listeners?
I think I already gave a lot of gyan.
Just a take home message, I would say.
So I would say, if you're transitioning back to India, there's a after a long time abroad, you will, along with the professional challenges, there are a lot of day to day challenges that you will uh, face again. So there's a reverse culture shock, but don't get frustrated. Take your time to get adjusted. Don't be harsh. Be kind to yourself. It takes time to get readjusted again, and within a year you will get readjusted. Again, when you are moving back, it is better to come back to a place where you can connect to people quickly. If you have friends, family in those cities, keep in touch, and you will need a support network to find your foot in India.
Well, especially when we move from India to US, we feel it little different, and when we go back to India, it's kind of again a cultural shock. So yeah, that's right. We need to take some time. We need to give some time to ourselves to adjust those changes. That's right. Well, we would love to keep continuing this talk, but we will have to end this episode sadly here in interest of time. Thank you, Anushila, for patiently answering all the questions. It was really pleasure hosting you on the podcast series. We wish you good luck and we hope to see you again in some of the Cyra events in future.
Thank you, Kamal.
Well, thank you so much. No worries. This is it for today, listeners. Until we come back to you again with a new speaker as a part of our podcast series, watch out for more updates from Sci Roi Tales. Bye bye.